Hello and welcome. This is a video series on CSS. I'm going to teach you CSS assuming that you are a complete beginner to it. Alright? Now CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. We'll see about this in detail later. But before we start learning CSS, let me explain a bit about CSS. Alright? Now, I had given this example in introduction to HTML series, right? So I'm going to give you the same example here. So what HTML is a language which is used to structure the web page. Okay? Now you can assume this as an example. What is this? This is a skeleton. What does a skeleton do? It gives a structure to our body. Correct? In the same way, HTML gives a structure to the web page. Now, it is not enough if we have a skeleton. We need something else too, correct? And that is where CSS comes. CSS is used to beautify the web page, or in other words, it is used to display the HTML content. Alright, it is used to display the HTML content. For example, if we have created a web page with tables, headings, forms and links using HTML, then CSS is used to say what color should be the heading, where should be the heading, how should be the border of the table, and so on. Or in other words, it is used to beautify, give looks to the HTML page. Just like the muscle and skin on our body. Muscles and skin of our body gives beauty to our body. Correct? This gives basic structure, whereas muscles and skins gives beauty to our body. And then it is not enough if we have skeleton, muscles and skins, we need organs too, correct? We need organs that can perform various operations so that we can live. Now the organs are similar to JavaScript. Alright? JavaScript adds functionality to the web page. Okay? What should happen when you hit the submit button? How should a pop-up be displayed, or when a pop-up should be displayed? Alright? There are many things, but do not worry about all those things right now. Just remember that JavaScript adds functionality to a web page, just like the organs add functionality to the human body. Okay? So HTML is hypertext markup language and CSS is cascading style sheet. And for you to learn CSS, you need to know HTML. Okay? So first you have to learn HTML and then you need to learn CSS. Alright? I have made videos where I have taught HTML and I have made a playlist for that. I have given the link for the playlist in the description below. So if you do not know HTML, I suggest you watch those videos and learn HTML before proceeding with CSS. But if you already know HTML, then it is fantastic. You can proceed with CSS. Okay? Now, the tool that I will be using to teach you CSS is Notepad, which comes with the operating system. Okay? Of course, there are a lot of softwares which you can use and write CSS codes in it. But those softwares make the entire process easier, and as you have just started learning CSS, I do not want it to be too easy for you. I want you to really learn CSS by writing entire codes. Alright, so that is why I have chosen Notepad to teach you CSS. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my screen and start teaching you CSS. Alright, we will be learning CSS using this. Now, what is this? This is a web page created by us using HTML. If you have followed my videos on HTML, then you would be having this too. Okay, but if you do not, or if you did not follow my videos, then this is available for you to download. The link for downloading this is in the description below. So download the file and extract it to get a folder like this, and inside the folder you'll have some files, HTML files, images and some pages, and using this we will learn HTML. Okay, now let us begin. Now there are three ways you can write CSS codes. Okay, one is inline method, internal method and external method. So three methods by which you can write CSS codes. We do not use inline method. Okay, we do not use inline method because it is an inconvenient method to write the code. We generally use external method, but in this video I will be explaining all three methods, and as we proceed through the series I'll tell you when to use external, when to use internal, and if in any case when to use inline method. Okay, now all you have to remember in CSS is this. Okay, CSS has a property and a value. Property and value are separated by colon, and this property and value ends with a semicolon. Okay, so let me go and demonstrate it so that you understand this easily. Okay, so first we will start with inline method. So let me go to this folder and open this web page. Okay, I have it like this. All right, now let me open the same file in Notepad. Okay, in Notepad. So these are the codes that make up this page. Okay, so these are the HTML codes that make up this page. Now I have ginseng here, I have cinnamon here, I have fenugreek here, I have turmeric here. Now all four are H2 elements. Okay, all four are H2 elements. All four are H2 elements. Now let us assume that we want to have this in blue color. Okay, I want the text of this in blue color, and I want to have this at the center of the page. Okay, now it is at the left side. I want it to be at the center. Now let us do that using three methods. Okay, using all three methods. First I will show you inline method. Okay, inline method. Now here I have the H2 HTML codes of ginseng. Okay, so inside the opening H2 tag I will use a style attribute. Okay, I will use a style attribute, and inside style attribute I will mention a property and value. Okay, so what is this? This, all right, property value. We always have a property value pair. Now first, what do I need to change? I need to change the color of the text, correct? So the property that I want to change is color. And to what color do I want to change this? Blue color. So value is blue. Alright. So I need to change the color to blue, and this is how we mention it. Okay, and then what do I want? I want this text to be at the center of the page. So here once again it is property colon value and semicolon. All right. So what is it I want to change now? I want to change alignment of text. Alignment of text. And where should the text be? At the center. So property is text align and value is center. Okay. So I will save this and I will refresh it to get like this. Okay. So we wrote the code for ginseng, and so ginseng is in blue color and at center. Okay. So we have used inline method here. Now if I want the same thing for cinnamon, then I need to have same code in h2 cinnamon tag. Okay, cinnamon is here, h2 tag. I will say style. Okay, I need to use this style attribute, and inside it I'll say color blue and text align center. Okay, center. I will save this and refresh it to get cinnamon in blue color and at the center. Okay. Similarly, if I want this and this in blue color, I need to have the exact thing, this much, in h2 tag of fenugreek and h2 tag of turmeric. I think you get the idea, correct? So this is inline method. So if you have 100 h2 tags and if you want to style all the 100 h2 tags, then you need to go on typing this. Typing what? Typing this in all 100 h2 tags. Okay. Now this is why it is inefficient. It takes a lot of time. And so we do not use inline method. We do not use inline method. All right. Now let me delete this. Let me delete this. Let me delete this too. Let me delete this too. Let me save it. Let me refresh it to get it like this. Okay. Now we will go to second method, which is internal method. Okay, internal method. Now for internal and external method, we will be using this. All right. We will be having a selector. I'll tell you what a selector is. We'll be having a selector and then opening flower bracket, closing flower bracket, and in between opening flower bracket and closing flower bracket, we will have the same property value pair. Okay. So let us use this and write the code using internal method. Let me go to this. In internal method, we will be writing the CSS codes inside the head tag of the HTML file. Okay. Inside head tag of HTML file, we will be writing the CSS codes. All right. And in internal method, we will be using style element. All right. So opening style tag and closing style tag. All right. Opening style tag, closing style tag, and inside this, we will have this selector, opening flower bracket, property value, and closing flower bracket. Okay. So let me write it first and later explain it to you. All right. So we'll have selector. Okay, selector, and then opening flower bracket, property value, and then closing flower bracket. All right. So we will have this. This inside style tags. Okay. Now Selector. What is selector? Selector is the element that you want to style. That's all. Here in our case, we want to style the h2 element of the page. Correct? H2 element of this page. So there are 4 h2 elements, right? We want to style this. So our selector is h2. It is basically the element that you want to style. And now, what do you want to do? You want to change the color. So property is color. And to what color do you want to change it to? Blue. Correct? You want to change the color to blue. So blue is the value, color is the property. And in the next line, I will write text align and center. Alright. So this is my property and this is my value. This is what I want to change and this is what I should change to. Okay. Now I will save this. And refresh it to get all the h2 tags of the page in blue color and at the center. Okay. So you can see why this method is efficient. In inline method, if you had 100 h2 tags, then you should have gone to all 100 h2 tags and written the code. But here, using only this piece of code, you were able to style all 4 h2 tags of this page. So even if your page has 100 h2 tags, you can style all 100 h2 tags using this piece of code. Okay, you don't have to go to all 100 h2 tags and type individually. Alright, so you see how this saves time. Okay, now if I want to change it to red, I'll say red, I'll say save, I'll refresh, and all the h2 tags will be in red color. Okay, now this is internal method. Alright, now we go for internal method for in some cases, but generally we go for external method. See, when we say a web page, it will have hundreds of lines of CSS codes. And if you use internal method, then the CSS codes and HTML codes will be in a single file, which will increase the load time of the web page. What is load time? The time it takes for the website to load up. And we do not want that, correct? We want the websites to load as quickly as possible or as fast as possible. And that is why we separate this from the HTML code, or we separate the CSS code from the HTML code. And that method is called as external method. Okay, external method. So let me delete this. Okay, let me delete this and save it. Let me refresh it to go back to initial stage. Okay, now we will see the third method, which is external method. I'll minimize this. I'll go to website. Okay, I'll go to website and I'll create a new text document or a notepad file. All right, and I'll open this notepad file. And inside the notepad file, I need to type the CSS code, which is basically this. Okay. Now, what is it I want to change? I want to change h2 selector and opening flower bracket. All right, and property color value blue, end it with semicolon. Next, text align and center. Okay, center, closing flower bracket. All right, so that's all. Here in external method, we do not use style. All right, we do not use this. We do not use this. This is only in internal method. We do not use this in external method. Now, I have to save this file as a .css file. Okay, I'll rename this as, let us say, style.css. It can be anything, but I'll say style. Style.css. You must keep this in mind because we are creating a CSS file. Okay, style.css, and click on save. A new CSS file is created. Cascading style sheet document is created. Okay, now I will close this. And now I can delete this notepad file because I have no use of this. So we have our web page here and we have our style sheet here. Now let me refresh this. Even if I refresh it, this doesn't come at the center and the color doesn't change. But we have written codes and made a style sheet. Then why is it not loading up? Because we have not connected this style sheet with our HTML file. Okay, of course style sheet is here, our web page is here, but they are not connected. And to connect that, you need to write a code. Okay, and that will be in head section of the HTML file. For this we use link. Okay, we use link and this. Okay, now when we say link, it is not the link which you can click and go to a different website or different part of the web page. Okay, it is not that link. That link is created using anchor tag, a tag. Okay, a. All right. This is not that link. This link is to link the HTML and CSS file. All right. Do not get confused with this. All right. Now in link we say href is equal to and double quotes. All right. Href and double quotes. Now we need to mention the path of the CSS file, and the path should be in relation with the HTML file. So HTML file and CSS file are currently in the same folder, same level, and so all I need to mention is style.css. Okay, link href style.css. And then there is one more thing that is required, which is rel. Okay, rel, relation. What is the relation? Style sheet. Okay, I guess you have to by heart this, right? Rel relation style sheet, that's all. Okay, I'll save this and I will refresh it to get all the h2 tags in blue color and at the center. Okay, so we have linked the HTML and CSS file, and so whatever style is in CSS file gets loaded up here. Okay, now if we want to change anything, then we need to edit this CSS file. So let me right click on this, select open with, select notepad, and if I want to change it to red, I'll say red, save it, close it, and when I open, or it is open here, when I refresh it, I get all the h2 tags in red color. Okay, so this is the third way and the most commonly used way of writing CSS code. Okay, this is because HTML file will be separate and CSS file will be separate. So there is no slowing up of website, and generally it is easy for us to work with separate CSS and HTML file. There are much more details, but as you are a beginner, I do not want to confuse you by giving all the details. Alright, so that is about inline, internal and external method. Now it is your time to practice this. I want you to practice all three methods. Okay, so write codes in all three methods and see the result. Okay, from the next video onwards, we will be using external method and we will be continuing our journey on CSS. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, practice, and thank you for watching.